Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. I'm sorry for all the delays. My life has been very crazy and I just haven't had time to post because with 3 kids and stuff, it just, sometimes get past me, and it's been a long time, but we miss you guys and we're back. Today we're going to talk about raising a child with a cleft palate. Most people don't know about cleft palates and cleft lips, but unfortunately to me, my daughter was born with a cleft palate. The last one. I didn't have no problems with my pregnancy. I did have a few stressful things going on, but I try not to stress myself out. No problem, no complications. I had her. She was actually a week overdue. So she's supposed to be born in July, but she didn't come till August 1st, and they made me go to the hospital to get induced on August 1st. But mainly, this is how my story went. So I am in labor. They made me go to the hospital about 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, and they induced me, and she was born at 4:55 that afternoon. So, just a disclaimer: Corey might jump in and out of this video to talk to me, but yeah, you gonna write? Okay. Yeah, she was born at 4:55 p.m. and all her tests checked out besides 2. To my knowledge, the doctor was like, "Oh, she has a cleft palate." I didn't read up on this stuff, so I didn't know what a cleft palate was. So it's like, okay, okay. So I'm just thinking my baby's normal. Then they tell me that she failed a hearing test. So I'm like, my baby's deaf. But they was like, that's normal with babies with cleft palates. They fail their hearing test. So I'm like, okay, cool. So as times go on, like as they go on, the nurse is asking me if I want to breastfeed, and I'm like, yeah, but Corey slept for a whole day, so it wasn't no feeding her nothing. So when I could feed her. So the times go on when she do wake up, I'm trying to, the cleft palate nurse came in and she was like, yeah, you want to put her on your boob, you can use that pacifier, you can feed her. Whole time this lady know that with cleft palate babies, they don't have a suction reflex, so therefore they can't suction and clamp onto your nipple to produce the milk. So lady, why are you playing me? That's not grass. Like, I'm getting angry because she's not doing it, but not knowing they don't have no reflex. But the lady didn't fully inform me that's what's gonna happen. So she was like, oh, it's very normal. I did my research, and 1 out of 1,000 babies is born with this birth defect. So, yeah. Corey, stop. So we had to get this Dr. Brown's bottle. Basically, when she squeezed a nipple in her mouth, the little valve squirts milk in her mouth. So basically, that's how they work. So she used them. She couldn't do anything else, like table food, because everything would come out her nose. So basically, a cleft palate is a opening from the nose and the mouth. The muscles in the roof of your mouth didn't combine together during utero. So yeah, but the doctors don't know why. They saying it's stress, saying environmental factors, all that they cannot pinpoint where it come from. So yeah, so everything she ate, like corn, peas, mashed potatoes, would come out her nose, which was like very disturbing. But it's like, I'm gonna feed her. She's hungry. Some of us getting into her belly. So another thing that worried me was I was wondering how is she gonna eat. Like, my baby can be in a feeding tube, because I didn't know until she bought the bottle, and that's how they feed the kids. We had to go back 2 weeks later. We had to go to John Hopkins. John Hopkins kept doing her hearing test, and she kept failing her hearing test. But they say not necessarily she can't hear, but she kept failing them. So the doctor wanted to put tubes in her ears and repair her cleft palate all at one time when she turned 10 months old. So of June of 2000, she's born in August 1st, 2017. June 5th of 2018 was her surgery. It was surgery scheduled for 7 o'clock in the morning. We got there, everything went as planned. It was like a 2-hour surgery. Everything went well, but when I got back there, my baby, she was bleeding. They put the tubes in. She was in a lot of pain. Her whole body was swollen. We had to stay there overnight. So me and her dad stayed there overnight with her. Of course, they fed us a meal. We even ordered a meal for her, and she couldn't even eat it. But yeah, they told us the tubes would fall out within like 6 months. Just watch out for them. They're little teeny, tiny circles. Like I might find it on the pillow or anything. And it was going to help her hearing because they said her hearing was at a level of being underwater and trying to hear people talk to you. So basically you couldn't hear. She couldn't hear. But I thought it was the end of the world because I never known nobody with a cleft palate. I know my friend had a daughter with a cleft lip, and you can see that on the outside, but the cleft palate is on the inside. And they said some cleft palate kids would have like a nasally speech, so their speech is different, and it probably sound like a deaf speech. Like you hear people that deaf how they speak. At this moment in time, Corey is 2 years old, and she is doing well. She still fails her hearing test, but I'm like, I know my daughter can hear because when I talk to her like this, she responds. But they was like, maybe it's too much wax, and I'm like, nah, that ain't it. She can hear. She just ignoring y'all. So one of her tubes has fallen out, and the tubes is good for frequent ear infections. And they said with cleft palate kids, they do have frequent ear infections, which she did. So, and it helps out. And when they do get an ear infection, it just oozes out like pus. I didn't even know that was back there, but yeah, it oozes out pus. But nothing here to just wipe it up. Yeah, so she's doing very, very well now. She's 2 years old. Yeah, one of them did fall out. The other one's partially in there, partially out. So I think within the next year, when I take her back up to Johns Hopkins, she will have to get another surgery to put tubes back in there because she still having ear infections, frequent ear infections. But other than that, she does have to go through speech therapy because of how she was hearing, like she was underwater, and to get her to pronounce other words. But other than that, she's doing fine. But I think people, for my situation I was in, and I'm not saying because I was black or whatnot, but they could have caught that on the scan, on my ultrasound. They could have caught it, and they could have told me before, so I could do my research, and I could, try to prepare for her giving birth, what she was going to be like, you know what I'm saying, instead of just being blindsided and thinking nothing's going to happen. She's a birth defect. Like, we are in 2000, at that point, 17. We know. We have enough information to try to figure that out and try to look into stuff like that. Like, but I feel like they weren't trying to do their job. I got like 5 freaking ultrasound pictures. So, yeah, and when I did try to look on, YouTube and everything like that, trying to figure out where, like, just try to get information on it, it was nothing. I found one thing. One lady was talking about her story, and I'm just like, that's not enough information for me. So, I hope this is informative to people. She doesn't have a nasally speech as of now. She got her own little speech going on. She got her own little voice. She doesn't have any hearing problems at this moment. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, everything is just wonderful. So like I said, it's very common. It's 1 in every 1,000 births. And it's even more in like people in India. It's even more ratio for people. So, just do your research. If you find out your baby had birth defect, just do your research, do your homework so you can know to prepare for. I didn't have this to prepare for, so I hope my child is born with a birth defect, like a cleft palate, and she can be informed. You guys want to see Corey? Come here, Corey. You want to show him you? Yeah. Yeah? You wipe your nose first. Say hey.
Hey.
Say how are you guys? No, say hi. So what you doing?
Yeah.
All right, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.